Police officers always expect the unexpected, but ghosts, demons, and terrifying entities?
Hey, stop, right now.
That's not part of the usual call. In today's video, we'll see how even the most seasoned cops were left terrified when faced with things they could never have imagined.
Here, we'll take a look.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Right now!
Police responded to reports of strange activity at an abandoned house that was already rumored to be haunted. The place looked untouched, dusty, and decaying. While clearing each room, one officer's body cam captured something unsettling, a shadowy figure slipping out of frame. But it didn't stop there. They found a girl standing still, facing the wall. When the officer called out, she silently walked away. Moments later, she appeared directly in front of him without a sound.
King 1, did you copy that?
Experts reviewing the footage suggested it could be a residual haunting or an intelligent entity reacting to their presence. The girl's identity remains unknown. Some believe the house holds dark energy that reactivates when disturbed. The officers were left shaken, refusing to return. Scary screams. Officers were dispatched to check on a house long rumored to be haunted. Neighbors claimed they'd been hearing strange sounds for days. Cries, footsteps, and doors slamming shut. As one officer approached the front steps, a blood-curdling scream erupted from inside, turning away the officer's steps. In another incident, two officers were approaching a remote house at night when they heard a loud scream, scaring them away. Some believe it might be someone pranking the officers. Others said something wanted to be heard, and still does. Creepy suspect.
Cuidado, Judá. Cuidado, mano. Que é isso, mano?
While searching for a suspect in Brazil, officers entered an abandoned property, only to come face to face with something they couldn't explain. Their body cams captured a chilling moment. A heavy door began slamming open and shut at full speed with no one nearby.
Mano, que é isso, bicho?
The officers paused, visibly shaken, clearly not expecting anything like it. We rarely see documented cases of paranormal activity involving law enforcement, but this one left no room for doubt. Some called it a textbook poltergeist encounter. Others believe something darker was at work. Either way, the officers didn't stick around long.
Vai, mano.
Empty car.
Somebody's in the car. I swear to God, I saw somebody in the car.
Something truly chilling came out of Texas. Police had pulled over to check an empty car parked along a quiet road. Its windows were all fogged up, like someone had been sitting inside for a while. But when officers looked in, there was no one. No driver, no passenger, nothing. Just an eerie silence. They decided to leave it and walk away, but later, while reviewing the dashcam footage, they spotted something bone-chilling. A hand pressed up against the glass from the inside. A clear, solid imprint. And yet, not a single soul had been in that car. Whatever that was, it didn't want to be seen, but the camera caught it anyway. Body cam entity. Next up, we have footage that even many officials couldn't deny. When a woman called the police regarding a disturbance in the residential area, they quickly responded and questioned the woman.
What's your name?
Irene.
Irene, what's your last name, Irene?
Bajard Wilson.
When they didn't find anything significant, they decided to let the woman stay the night in the house. But they were called back quickly. And this time, the camera caught something terrifying. The woman seemed to be running away from something, and just then a dark fluid-like entity was seen running across the floor. Was it something evil causing disturbance in the woman's home, or could it be something else entirely? The truth remains unknown.
I don't know what that is.
Unseen force. It was just another quiet night shift at a police station in Malaysia, until things got weird. Officers were sitting around when the front doors suddenly creaked open on their own, and no one walked in. At first, they thought it was a prank, but the silence that followed was creepy. The footage shows no wind, any animals, or human presence. Some speculate it could be a classic poltergeist case, where unexplained physical disturbances are triggered, while skeptics pointed to faulty sensors. Whatever it was, it clearly shook the officers, and left behind more unease than answers. Driverless van. A van suddenly swerved across the carriageway and came to a stop with no one behind the wheel. Officers pulled over to investigate. There was no one outside, and the van appeared completely locked. They suspected someone might be hiding in the back, but both the driver and passenger seats were empty.
There's no one in the driver or passenger seats, and no one's decamped that we can see.
No signs of anyone jumping out, and no footprints leading away. The van hadn't just rolled, it had steered itself. Body cam footage shows the unease setting in. The only possible explanation was that someone decamped toward the nearby woodland track, or something far stranger was at play. A locked van with no driver and no answers. Theater haunting.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
A man decided to explore an old theater long rumored to be haunted. With a camera in hand, he entered the silent auditorium, taking a seat and scanning the empty rows. Everything seemed still. No shadows, no sounds, just the creaking of old wood. But as he stood to leave, the unexpected happened. A nearby door slowly creaked open on its own. Behind it stood a terrifying figure, motionless, dark, and barely visible in the shadows. The man froze, filming just enough before bolting out of the room. The footage later sparked debate online. Some believe he captured a spirit tied to the theater's past. Others think it was something far darker. Either way, he never went back inside. Scary resident. Late at night, a homeowner noticed the front door of her Airbnb wide open, even though no guests were checked in. She called the police, fearing a break-in. 2 officers arrived and began clearing the house, guided by their body cams. The place was quiet, but something felt off. Every room had an eerie stillness, and the temperature seemed to drop the further they went in. The homeowner insisted no one was staying there, yet the officers couldn't shake the feeling they weren't alone. No intruder was ever found. The footage captured the officers visibly unsettled. Many now believe that the house wasn't just empty. It was haunted by something unseen.
Officers clear?
Yeah, we're good.
Ghost girl. An officer on duty at a restaurant claimed he saw a young girl sitting quietly in one of the outdoor chairs. He approached her and even seemed to be in conversation with her, but when staff reviewed the CCTV footage, the chair was completely empty the entire time. The officer could be seen talking, pausing, and even gesturing, as if someone was truly there. The officer stood by what he experienced, insisting the girl was real. Some say he encountered a spirit that chose to be seen only by him. Others aren't so sure he was alone. Shapeshifter burglar. Officers responded to a suspected burglary at an old home on the edge of town. The front door was slightly ajar, and signs of forced entry were visible. As they cleared the area, one officer caught something unusual through the cracked doorway. A figure slowly backing away, but the way it moved wasn't right. Its limbs shifted unnaturally, almost fluid, like it was folding in on itself. The officer later described it as something inhuman, like a shapeshifter or a glitch in reality. When they entered, the house was empty. No footprints, no signs of escape. Some believe it was a spirit mimicking form. Others say it was never human to begin with. Either way, that officer never forgot what he saw. Midnight Wanderer. While patrolling a building at night, a lone security guard claimed he'd been speaking to an elderly woman who seemed lost. The footage, uploaded by Luis Alvarez, shows the man standing near the entrance, waving toward the darkness, though no one else is visible. He opens the door and waits by the elevator, gesturing and talking as if someone is right beside him. But then, without warning, he bolts out of frame and reportedly throws himself from the building. Viewers were quick to speculate. Some believed he encountered a demonic presence. Others say it was a hallucination, but with no trace of the old woman ever found. What really happened that night remains a mystery. Hotel encounter. At a hotel, strange noises were reported coming from an unoccupied room. A staff member went to check it out, while another monitored the CCTV feed. Moments later, police were called. The man who entered the room found no one inside, but the scene was disturbing. Furniture was tossed around, and the shower was running.
But that all of the furniture's been turned upside down. He says the carpet's been ripped up and the shower is on.
Nothing explained the mess. But the real horror came when they reviewed the footage. A faint, misty figure could be seen exiting the room just seconds before the staff member arrived. It wasn't a person. Some say it was a restless spirit. Others think it was something old. Something the hotel should have never disturbed. Abandoned site. At an abandoned construction site, a man was surveying the area when something caught his eye. A dark figure standing completely still in one of the upper windows. The figure appeared humanoid, dressed in all black, with no visible facial features. It didn't move, didn't react, just stared down as if watching. When others returned to the same spot minutes later, the figure had vanished. The building was locked and had no power, making it impossible for anyone to enter unnoticed. Those who zoomed into the footage described an unnatural stillness, like the figure wasn't human at all. A shadow entity? Or was it something far more ancient? Whatever it was, it wasn't supposed to be there. Possessed encounter. Body cam footage from a routine traffic stop quickly turned disturbing. Officers approached a woman sitting alone in her car, but something was clearly off. Her eyes looked vacant, hollow, almost lifeless, and she wasn't responding to their questions. Instead, she started pulling at her own hair, shaking violently, and mumbling words that made no sense. At one point, her body stiffened before jerking uncontrollably, as if she were fighting something unseen. Some viewers believe she was experiencing a severe mental episode, but others aren't so sure. Paranormal theorists claim the behavior resembled signs of possession. The footage spread fast online, and to this day, no one can explain what really took over that night. Invisible driver. In a quiet parking lot, a man left his car and stepped away for a few minutes. Everything seemed normal until CCTV footage revealed something strange. With no one inside, the car suddenly began to roll forward, slowly at first, then picking up speed before crashing into a nearby wall. No incline, no mechanical failure, and the handbrake was confirmed to be on. When the man returned, he was stunned to find his vehicle had moved on its own. The footage went viral, with viewers pointing out the unnatural way the car turned just before impact. Some believe it was a glitch in the system. Others claim it was paranormal interference. Whatever it was, that car didn't move by mistake. Roadside sighting. While driving down a quiet road late at night, a man's dashcam picked up something chilling. A tall, pale figure stood motionless, its face completely obscured. The driver didn't notice it in real time, but when reviewing the footage later, the figure was unmistakable. It wasn't human, not by the way it stood without moving. The road had no side paths, no driveways, just woods. Some viewers believe it was a lost soul or spirit attached to the area. Others suggest it was something far more disturbing. Either way, whatever stood by that road wasn't waiting for a ride. It was watching. Ghostly apparition. While on duty at a shopping mall in Brazil, a police officer captured footage that quickly went viral. In the video, a young girl can be seen slowly climbing the stairs late at night. Only there were no children in the mall at the time. The figure appeared translucent in parts, her movements unnatural and distant. The officer claimed she vanished moments later, leaving behind no trace. When reviewed, the mall's security team couldn't find her on any other camera angle. Some dismissed it as a glitch or a reflection. Others are convinced the officer filmed something otherworldly, a spirit wandering a space she never left. To this day, no one has identified the girl, if she was ever real at all. Magic broom. At a police station in New South Wales, CCTV captured something officers still can't explain. The footage shows a rarely used garage door slowly rising on its own. No one's around. Moments later, a broom suddenly flies out from inside and begins moving strangely across the floor, twisting and sliding as if guided by an invisible force. The station confirmed no one was in the garage, and the door showed no mechanical faults. Posted by New South Wales police on Friday the 13th, the clip sparked a flood of reactions. Some called it a prank, others swore it was genuine, but even officers admitted it sent shivers down their spines. Whatever caused that broom to move didn't need a body to do it. Ancient church. While exploring an abandoned church, a man documented his visit with a handheld camera. From the start, the place felt wrong. Dusty pews, broken stained glass, and a silence that felt too heavy. But things took a darker turn when he descended into the basement level. His footage shows a dimly lit space filled with old stone pillars. Near one of them, a shadow-like figure appears, tall, unmoving, and shaped like a person, but lacking all detail. He didn't notice it at the moment, but reviewing the footage later revealed it clearly. Some viewers believe it was a spirit bound to the church grounds. Others think he caught a rare glimpse of something far more sinister. Haunted school. Late one night at a school, security footage captured something strange. The red door of a wall-mounted fire hydrant began opening and closing on its own, slowly at first, then with increasing force. No one was around. The hallway lights flickered faintly as if reacting to something unseen. When the staff finally approached to investigate, the door suddenly stopped moving. They opened it cautiously, but inside, there was nothing. The motion seemed deliberate, almost as if whatever was behind it knew it was being watched. Church entity. In Mexico, police were called to a church after reports of violent disturbances inside. What they captured on video left no room for doubt. The heavy wooden doors of the church were violently shaking, pounding as if someone or something was desperately trying to break out. But when officers checked, no one was inside. This wasn't grainy, third-party footage. It was recorded directly by law enforcement, ruling out any suggestion of a staged event. The force behind the door was unnatural, and even the officers seemed hesitant to approach. Locals later claimed the church had a history of unexplained activity. Whatever was trying to get out that night remains unknown. But the footage is now part of official police records.
Alguma coisa batendo na porta aqui. Não tem nada ali dentro.
Possessed girl. A teen girl reportedly attempted to harm her old aunt and her 7-year-old sibling in what quickly became a deeply unsettling case. While no footage captured what unfolded inside the house, witnesses outside described a terrifying scene. When officers finally subdued her, she began screaming the name Valak. The demon referenced in The Conjuring 2. Her speech was disjointed and frantic, repeating strange phrases. Multiple attempts were made to calm her down before she suddenly snapped back to her senses, showing deep remorse and confusion. She later admitted to having no memory of her actions. Though no possession was officially declared, officers involved were left deeply disturbed, convinced that what they witnessed went far beyond a typical domestic call. Family ghost. During the investigation of the brutality that happened with the Watts family back in August 2018, officers witnessed something really strange. Their cameras captured what looked like ghostly spirits walking down the stairs. And if that wasn't enough, the search team heard strange sounds like little kids were talking. It was even caught on camera. The clips spread like wildfire on the internet, with many claiming that these were the restless spirits of the kids and grieved for the lost lives. Growling girl. Police were called to a remote family hut after reports of a young woman acting violently. Officers arrived to find 21-year-old Camilla barricaded in the attic, growling and completely unresponsive. When they finally broke in, she resisted with unusual strength before collapsing. At the hospital, tests showed no drugs or alcohol in her system. Just days earlier, she had suffered a minor head injury and played with a Ouija board inside that very hut. Paranormal experts believe something may have latched on. Others say it was psychological. But when Camilla woke up with no memory of the event, the questions only grew. Weird clown.
Guys, make sure to keep your hands where we can see them, alright?
In Menasha, Wisconsin, police pulled over 2 individuals dressed as clowns after receiving alarming reports. People claimed the clowns had been chasing moving vehicles along a quiet road, causing panic. When officers stopped them, the clowns just stood there eerily still. One of the clowns was charged with child neglect later on, when police found that he had left his child alone for several hours. While some chalked it up to a twisted prank, others were convinced it was something darker. The eerie part? Several drivers claimed the clowns appeared out of nowhere.
Why don't you guys come up to this barrier right here?
Serbian ghost. At a police station in Trstenik, Serbia, surveillance cameras captured what many believe to be undeniable proof of the paranormal. In the dead of night, a misty, semi-transparent figure can be seen gliding across the hallway with a distinctly human shape. The station itself is rumored to be built near an old burial site, adding to the building's eerie reputation. Officers reviewing the footage confirmed that no one was on duty in that section at the time. The figure didn't trigger motion sensors, just floated across and vanished into the shadows. While skeptics suggest camera glitches, those who've worked in the building swear it's not the first time something like this has happened. Open discussion.
Hey, stop. Right now. Stop.
Police body cam footage captured a chilling moment during a call involving a man believed to be demonically possessed. The family claimed he had jumped from the first-floor railing of his home, landing hard, yet walking away completely unharmed. When officers arrived, they found him still, his eyes fixed straight ahead. He didn't speak much, just stood there in complete silence.
The fact that you keep moving and shuffling towards me like you're about to swing on me or something.
His calmness was unnerving, as if he wasn't fully present. Officers later confirmed there were no injuries from the fall. Some say it was a mental break. Others believe something darker had taken hold. Whatever it wasn't just a routine call.
What's your name? You want to talk outside? Are you hurt?
Thank you very much for watching the video. Share in the comments and do like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again,